Good morning, everyone. I finally made it to a morning show. As you can see, I'm knocking on the door of full recovery, so absolutely buzzing with that. But I wanted to start off today's show with a congratulation of sorts to my brother Carl, Gun Down. He hit 500 subscribers yesterday, and he deserves it, man. He works double hard, and I'm very happy for him, man. You know what I mean? He's a nice lad. Loves his Arsenal, knows what he's talking about as well. So big up to you, Cole, man. Gun down. If you're watching, you may or may not be. I don't know, but if you watch it back, buzz into you, my friend. I'm very, very, very happy for you. People like you deserve it, man. And his goal is next to get to 1K. I'm sure he'll get to it. Because he's going on all the good shows now. Do you know what I mean? He's finally getting a bit of recognition that he deserves. So buzz into you, Cole. Apologies, yeah, for this show. I've done the classic stream of classic thing of a streamer, and I've set it to 9:20 originally, but PM. So I was sitting there thinking, what's going on here? Do you know what I mean? And I've set it to PM, silly sod. So yes, a slightly later time. But listen, man, let's start off with a little bit of light-hearted. Who gives a toss? Yeah. Um, Jorginho, it's been announced, and we'll run through some news, and then we'll come to the chat. Jorginho's been confirmed for his departure to Arsenal as a free agent. Who cares? As expected, he will sign as a new Flamengo player on a 3-year deal available for the FIFA Club World Cup. He probably won't win it, but could you imagine he joins a long list of players that have left Arsenal under Mikel Arteta's regime, if you want to call it that, and goes on to lift the trophy? That's madness. I very much doubt he will, because there's some good teams in that Club World Cup. But listen, Jorginho, it never really worked out, did it? Anyone in the chat? Anyone watching? Anyone sad to see him go? Yeah? Anyone sad to see him go? Jester's been left on a free transfer as well, but do you know what? I'd rather have Jester in my team than Fabrizio Romano, than Jorginho. Don't worry. Big up to you, Jester. I've got your back, man. And don't forget, go and give Jester a like and subscribe, people, man. Yeah, look, he came in as a stopgap, a £10 million stopgap, in a season where we wanted Mudryk. And thank God we didn't get him, but got Trossard when we unexpectedly spent 25 million on Kivior. And instead of getting Caicedo, we got Jorginho. Who cares? He was finished. He was washed up. He hasn't done anything for the football club. I'm just glad we only wasted 10 million on him, because usually we waste a lot more on players. But look, Jorginho goes. He does his thing. It is what it is. Gestiano Italiano. Hey, Mumble. Gestiano Italiano. Hey, Mumble. Big up to Jester, man. We love a bit of Jester in the building. But yeah, he comes and he goes with a whimper. No one cared. I'll tell you what we all do remember Jorginho for, though, that pass back against Tottenham. Yeah, at the Emirates. I was at that game. That pass back at the Emirates. Yeah, that cost us 2 points. Guess what we needed? 2 points to win the Premier League. So this geezer, you can off your pop. Ta-la. See you later. Toodaloo. Off your pop. Huge transfer news already, mate. Yeah, keep up the work rate. Yeah, listen, man. Jester, I haven't been too clever the last few days, mate, if I'm being totally honest with you. I just come back to full fitness, and yesterday I've done a little afternoon thing, and then I went and jumped on True Gooner's show. What a nice fella he is, by the way. A really nice lad. Jumped on his show for a little bit, and then it just stockpiled up. I was on my North side, then I was on my Cole, then I went on DJB. Ended up spanning over about 5 or 6 hours. Thank God I got a comfy chair, not the one I'm sat on right now, because it's too fucking heavy to lift up the stairs. But I digress, man. I keep seeing news like this, and it's worrying me. I don't want to keep seeing this. I mean, if the rumours are true, and also I've got 100 million to spend, or whether they've got 200 million to spend, or whatever, I don't want us to spend 25 million on another keeper. I just don't. I'm sorry. I don't know. I might be in the smaller minority of people here, but Arsenal waste a lot of money and a lot of windows. And another goalkeeper, please don't. And I'll tell you why I feel so strongly about this, because we've spent, about 80 or 90 million on goalkeepers since Arteta came here. And guess what? The best one was already here in Martinez. So there's 90 million wasted. Then we could spend 25 million on this. There's 120 million wasted when we had Martinez here in the first place. Then you go to the left-back department, which is embarrassing as it is. We still need another left-back, by the way, guys. How mad is that? How mad is that after signing Kivior and playing him left-back, 22 million, Tomiyasu for 18 million and playing him left-back, there you go. There's a nice whooping 40 million for you. We played Timber for a season, or started playing him there at left back. There you go. There's 80 million. What about, apologies, what about Zinchenko? Oh, there's another 35 million. There you go. There's 115. What about Calafiori? There's another 40 million. 150, 160, even if you include Tavares. What are we doing here? 130 million on left backs, and we still need a left back. 90 million on goalkeepers, and we still need a goalkeeper. We spent 200 million on left backs and goalkeepers, and we had Tierney and Martinez better than the whole lot of them in the beginning. It's madness. You can't write it. So listen, man, he might be a good goalkeeper. I don't know. But I'm just sick and tired of us trying to sign a goalkeeper every 5 minutes. If Ray is your geezer, just keep him. If he ain't, then bin him off. Don't sign backup goalkeepers and then expect them to compete. It don't work. Ask Aaron Ramsdale. It doesn't work. So I want to move away from this crap, man. It's no good. For me, if you was to ask me who I think we should be getting, why don't we look at someone like Kasper Schmeichel, a free transfer? You know, almost like what we could have got with a Wojciech Chesney. Just someone experienced in between the sticks that can just fill in here and there. We don't need to be spending 25 million on fucking goalkeepers every season, do we? It's frustrating. It's massively frustrating. But we'll move on from that. I don't want to be seeing any of that crap, man. I don't want to be seeing any of that. But Thomas Partey, this is some news I did fancy reading, to be fair. And they've put Arsenal are now in the final round of talks with Thomas Partey for his contract. Buzzing. I'm happy with this. Negotiations on a short-term deal with variable wages in structure have gone very well, with both camps confident of a agreement. Now, listen, this is good news to me. Not because I think Thomas Partey is going to be our midfielder for the next 5 years. He's not. Age says he ain't. Injuries in previous seasons says he ain't. But if we can give this geezer 12 months with an additional 12 months as an option, do you know what it does do? It keeps us a bit of experience in that middle of the park. A player that knows the system, knows what he's doing, whether he's played as a rotational player, whether he starts half the season, whether he not, it makes no difference. What it also means is we don't have to sign another player, because heaven and hell knows that we need to already do a lot of business. And do you know what? If we can sign up Thomas Partey to another 1 year deal, another 2 year deal, it stops us from having to find another replacement. So obviously we're saying that Zubamendi's coming in. Is he the Zubamendi Partey replacement? I don't know. But Jorginho's gone as well. We already needed another player in that position anyway. We already need another left 8 as well, because we know that Marino just ain't it. So there's a lot of players and positions that we need to cover, replace, fill, add. And I'm just quite happy that if Thomas Partey stays, it's just another piece of business that we don't have to do. Because there's about 10 players that we need. We'll run through it quickly before we move back on again. We need a backup goalkeeper, yeah? That's facts. We need another left back. We need another right-sided centre-back. We need a replacement for Jorginho. We need a left 8. That's 5 already. We need a central defensive midfielder anyway, whether Partey stays or not. That's 6. We need a right winger to back up Saga. That's 7. 8 is our left winger. That's 8. And then we need a striker and then a number 10. There's a lot of things to do. There's a lot of things to do and only a short amount of time to do it in. There's only one window here. There's a lot to do, man. It's yeah, well, yeah, that's a sin it. Yeah, good to see you 12 hours early. Yeah, man. Well, that's my bad. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I said it to PM, didn't I? You know, so what can you do, man? You're saying big up chat as well. We got Geezer Gianni in the building as well. Big up to you, brother. Robbo in the building, man, and Bike Thief in the building. Big up to all of you, man. Respect. But yeah, Thomas Partey, let me know how you feel about it, man. I'm quite happy for us to make that deal. And by the seams of it, they're going to be lowering his wage demands, which I'm also quite happy with, because I mean, I can get that we can afford 200 odd million. Yeah, that's 200 odd million, 200 grand. That's what he's on a week. Absolutely cool with that. But the problem is can it be lowered? I think that's what they're working on, and I'm cool with that. I reckon they'll probably do a deal between 150, and I bet it's performance and amount of games based. That's what we should be sort of be negotiating with Thomas Partey. He's clearly not finished in the Premier League. He's clearly not finished with Arsenal. I think if you read early reports, he wants to stay. I'm all for it, to be fair. I'm all for it. But this is the big one, man. And this is the biggest signing Arsenal could make. And they won't do because they're cowards. But I tell you what, this is right up my street, this is. So Fabrizio Romano, he's saying meeting ongoing between Antonio Conte. This is what this brother here, Gianni, told me this yesterday, yeah? Gianni told me this yesterday. Big up to you, Gianni. Meetings ongoing between Antonio Conte and Napoli president, De Laurentiis, to discuss his future at the club. Arsenal should be all over this, by the way. All over this. If Antonio Conte makes himself available in whatever way, shape, or form, is he going to Juve? Is he? We don't know. If he's not signed that deal yet, I want us to have that fat hat thrown right in the mix. Maybe, maybe not. Gianni will be able to tell me because he's a superstar Napoli fan in the building. So if you're still watching, Gianni, tell me, brother. But if he is available, if he hasn't signed any contract with Juventus yet, and big up to you as well for messaging and letting us know. If he hasn't gone to Juventus yet, Catalan, then I want us to throw the hat in the mix 150%. This is what I want. I want Mikel Arteta out and someone else in, like a Conte, a winner. Look what he's done at Napoli this season, boys. Look what he's done there. Geezer, Kyriakos, bruv. Big up to you, mate. Big up to Joseph Connor in the building, an OG in the chat, man. AFC always. What we saying? Aaron, big up after 5 years plus. It's the type of midfielder Arteta has built. Yeah, right. Exactly, mate. Yeah. And it massively needs shaking up, right? It's stale, isn't it? AFC always. Big up to you, bruv. Just quickly, I'll take this from Kyriakos. Big up to Kyriakos. No chance Arsenal will take Conte. I fear that you're right there, bruv. The club wants safe appointment. Facts. You're talking facts, Kyriakos. Not someone who has cojones. Facts again. That's 3 in a row. Why do you think they signed a novice manager? Exactly right. Controlled him. Yeah, I can't argue with anything you just wrote there, bruv. Honestly. But this is the type of signing. Whilst I know it's not likely to happen, I wanted to put it up on screen for people just so you could see where I'm at. We all know where I'm at anyway. And Gianni's saying, yeah, now he's going to Juve. Oh, yeah, I trust what you say. Not that I don't trust what you say, Catalan, but I mean, this is numero uno Napoli fan here, man. But I wouldn't know if Arsenal went after him. Yeah, this is what I'm saying. Facts. Juve's promised him a major product, and Arsenal won't do for him. Do you know what? Yeah, Gianni, Catalan, and all the rest of you in the chat. If Arsenal signed Antonio Conte, and we got a striker in, let's just say for argument's sake, a Gyokeres, yeah, and then got a winger in like a Rodrigo, and then got an Eze in the building. Just them 3 signings. Obviously, look, that's the first team signings. Let's just say, and then, he signed a backup keeper, like a Kasper Schmeichel. Nothing glamorous, nothing fancy. Just a nice little backup. And maybe, 1 or 2 sort of other here. But in terms of major signings, just made them 3 and worked with the defensive structure that we've already got. He'd probably win the league next year, Antonio Conte. If we got a striker in for Antonio Conte and a winger in for Antonio Conte and Eze in, 2 of them of which, by the way, have got release clauses, so they're easily attainable, and then somehow pulled the finger out and got like a Rodrigo. I don't know about you, chat. Let me know, but I'm sitting there and thinking, yeah, under Conte, Arsenal have a real chance because the defensive setup we've already got there is fine. It's not phenomenal, world class out of this world, but someone like Antonio Conte would take it to that next level. When our defense, and our defensive structure and setup is knocking on the door of being a title-winning defensive setup, I've got to give at least Mikel Arteta that. The defense ain't bad. They ain't bad. Antonio Conte would elevate that. I reckon a couple of steps, not just to the next level. I reckon he'd take that to a defensive winning time side. All he'd need is someone that, whilst we can soak up all the attack, and then just put the ball. All we need is someone to put the ball in the back of the net. 2 players, and then maybe an Eze in the midfield, because our midfield's very, very, very stale. If you gave this geezer 200 million, he'd probably win the league at Arsenal Football Club. If you gave Arteta 400 million this summer, we'd probably finish about 2nd or 3rd maximum. I think that's fair to say. That's where I'm at with the manager. Do you know what I mean? But let me know what you all think, man. I'm quite intrigued. Yeah, Conte would leave top gooners in tears. I'm here for that. Wait, Catalan, I'm here for that as well, bruv. I'm here for that, man. Could you imagine Conte coming in there, winning something, and then all the top gooners are just crying their eyes out? They probably wouldn't even celebrate or go to the parade. You know that? They'll probably be too busy crying, mourning Mikel Arteta. Oh yeah, we've just won a domestic double. But they were, but Mikel Arteta, he knows exactly what we need. Pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. Dazza, what are you saying, brother? Not sure if party news is good. In the basis, we won't be signing a replacement as the funds are low this window. Mate, it's just all about spending the money in the right place, I think, Dazza. Do you know what I mean? If I'm being totally honest with you, I think it's fair to say we haven't got this war chest everyone's crying on about, so you've got to be smart. We all know that front line, bruv, has been neglected. It's been massively, massively, massively neglected. and we need to be focusing all our efforts up there. So if we can sort of re-sign a Thomas Partey, sod Jorginho, I don't care. And do you know what I think is going to be happening about Jorginho? His replacement is. I said this about a month ago on this channel. Trust me, Lokonga is coming back and he's going to stay. He's only got a year left on his deal, Lokonga. I promise you, promise you, promise you, he will be staying this season to be that third, fourth sort of midfielder. That's what we'll do. That's not what I want to do, but I promise you, we'll keep him. The Congo will leave next year on a free transfer. I promise you, he'll be the Jorginho replacement, and then Partey will obviously stay in to just sort of help with all of these signings, man. That's where I'm at, and it wouldn't surprise me, and I don't think it'd surprise all of you lot either. But Dazza, yeah, like I'm all for the Zubimendi signing, but I said this with the legend that is DJB last night. I went on his channel and I said, I don't mind Zubimendi signing if he's the fourth signing. And by that, I meant if we're going to sign Gyokeres, if we're going to sign Rodrigo, say, or Rodrigo-esque sort of player, if then we're going to sign an Eze, that's all well and good. That for me is not the summer done, but that I'm happy that we've got them positions filled. If then we want to go get a Zubimendi after that, signing 4, then I'm cool with that. Do you know what I mean? But I don't want it to be signing 1 and then we're like, well, we haven't got enough money to sign Gyokeres, so we'll just stick with Havertz again. Because come on, boys, we cannot line up next season, boys. And if there's any girls in this chat, we cannot line up with Martinelli on the left again. It's stale as fuck. It just is. It's stale as fuck, innit? Come on. Is there anyone in this chat that would be rubbing their hands together, going like that, like going boom? Right, we've got Havertz starting up top next season and Martinelli on the left. Right, this is going to be the year. You wouldn't, would you? None of you would. Martinelli's stale. He just ain't cutting it. He might not be finished, but he ain't cutting it. And then you got Kai Havertz up top with Marino backing him up and old hobble leg fucking Jesus. What are we doing here? That whole front line has been neglected. Absolutely horrendously neglected. And yeah, MVP Scott McTominay. Do you know what I mean? This brother here will know all about that, man. Gianni, he's our Napoli fridge freezer. Inzaghi, if Inzaghi doesn't win the Champions League, I can see Inter Milan sacking him. So I will get him. That is also a fantastic point, by the way. Can I just say that, FC always? That is a fantastic point. I'll be all over that, geezer. I'm telling you. Well, no pause even. I'd be all over that signing. But listen, it's one of them things. You know what I reckon needs to happen for Arsenal to actually pull their finger out and sign an Inzaghi? This is the scenario I think is the only way we get someone like that, yeah? So if Inzaghi don't win the Champions League, quite rightly, like what you say, he bottled the league title. He didn't win the Champions League, for say, and say over October he's terrible in the league and gets sacked, and Arteta then is terrible up until October, November and gets sacked. That's probably the only foreseeable scenario in which I see us going in for someone like that, is if we're looking for a manager and he's available as a manager, as in he is jobless as a manager. That's the only way I can see it, because Arsenal don't do what they need to be done. We've seen it so many times when Guardiola was available. Now we'll just keep Wenger and extend his contract. What about Klopp? Now we'll just keep Wenger. What about when Carlo Ancelotti was available? Now we'll just choose Mikel Arteta instead. They don't do what they need to be done, and it's frustrating as an Arsenal fan, isn't it, boys? Where Conte goes, his bodyguard Lukaku goes too. Listen, the thing is though, but that's funny. That's funny. But he'd probably do some form of job. I mean, he'd probably be better than fucking Havertz, wouldn't he, man? Come on, man. Sniper Scope, big up to you. Morning, Aaron. Any news on Gyokeres to Chelsea? Nah. I've been blanking that stuff out. I haven't really seen much about links with Gyokeres to Chelsea as well, to be fair. I've just been seeing sort of, the loose reports coming to Arsenal, man. But Gianni, big up to Gianni, man. Honestly, Conte would take Arsenal to the next level with just a new striker and a 10. Yeah, that's sort of where I was getting at. Do you know what I mean? I added the winger in there because I think we do need a winger as well. I would have gone and Havertz would have to go. They would fit Conte's style. Yeah, they wouldn't. Sorry. Yeah. No, mate, you're absolutely right. 150%. We're basically on the same wavelength there, my friend. Imagine Lukaku at Arsenal. Yeah. Well, the thing is, though, Conte would probably get some form of tune out. I'm not saying that would be the answer, by the way. So no clippies. But he probably would get some form of tune out of him. Do you know what I mean? Whereas Mikel Arteta wouldn't. He'd be go, he's got the personality, guys. Oh, yeah, that's it. Straight out the bin. Kyriakos, I agree with you that Conte has quality. He won at Chelsea. He won in his first season at Chelsea, by the way. Won in his first season at Chelsea. I think he won did he win the League Cup and Premier League, I think? something like that. But straight away, first season done. I was at the Emirates, and so was Dazza Smoke Jew in the chat, my chief mod. Um, we was both sat next to each other. I think it was on the other. We didn't have the seats that we have now, Daz. We were sat on the other side of North Bank, weren't we? And we beat them 3-0. And I was like, well, we weren't in the title race, but I was like, wow, we've beaten a half decent Chelsea team here. And then after that defeat, they just went on an absolute run of doom, mate. Honestly, they just took the piss out the league. But fair dues to them, man. I mean, they won pretty much every game after that. After we spanked them at the Emirates, buddy, big up to you, brother. Big up, big up. I think our defense is going to be weaker next season. Yeah, we need two decent backups, especially with the injuries we both had this season. We don't need to buy big names, but our talent ID has to be good. But we know our talent ID is shit. It just is. It just is shit, isn't it? What can you say? It's crap. I agree with you. We've needed a right-sided centre-back since Will Saliba got injured 2 years ago, and it derailed our season. But have we signed one since? Nah, of course not. Of course not. Because guess what? It's a tagline I always say. Mikel Arteta either never learns or takes too long to learn. Why would you not sign a right-sided centre-back straight after your right-sided centre-back got injured and cost you a league title? That was 2 years ago. We still ain't signed one. Bruv, that's madness, mate. That's absolute batshit when you actually deep it, bruv. DG2 in the building. Big up to you, man. Big up to you. Oi, 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 oi. My brother Gianni here. He's coming back in. Big up to everyone in the chat, by the way, man. We got 42 live. Big up. Big up. I wasn't expecting that. 45 now is creeping. Big up to every single one of you so-and-sos, man. It's always greatly appreciated. You know it. Top Gooners couldn't handle Conte's mouth. Facts. When it comes to certain things, Conte doesn't fuck around. He don't fuck around when it comes to something he wants. He is a true hard-headed Italian. That's what we want. That's what we need. But that's what we won't get because we're bottle jobs, bound to clash with the owners. Of course, but he probably would do that, wouldn't he? He'd clash with the owners after lifting an FA Cup or lifting a league title and maybe a League Cup. That's what we want. Do you know what? If he's going to come in and be an absolute prick but wins me something, I'm all over it. Get him in. And then if he wants to leave, get him out. Get someone else in. Look at the Chelsea model, or we should say the Real Madrid model. If you ain't good, get out. There's no coincidence that under Roman Abramovich, when they had adopted the same style as Real Madrid in terms of sacking managers, hiring the best and bringing the one who's the in manager or whatever you want to call it, they were the most successful team in 18 years in the Premier League adopting that. Guess what they've done now, Chelsea? They've decided to go down the Arsenal route of a process. Guess what? They're fucking shit. It's no surprise, is it? Almost like the Real Madrid avenue works. Why would Chelsea change their whole blueprint that brought them so much success and change it to the Arsenal blueprint that brings no success? Madness. Madness. Madness, bro. I mean, let them do it. Do you know what I mean? But also, I want to see my team have success. DG2 Conte would get us winning the Prem, even with this team. I'd have more faith. I promise you. I'd have definitely more faith. Imagine him with funds as well. Facts, bruv. Double Mafia. This is, you've segued me in really nicely to that because I wanted to say, that's what I'm saying. They'll get on. A little double Mafia, mate. Innit? A little bit of tandem of Conte and Berta. It would work, would it not? I mean, I think it would. If he can handle a bit of Simeone, mate, you can definitely handle a bit of Conte. I reckon it's a no-brainer. Pardon me, sorry, but for me, big up Joseph. How you doing, bruv? Good to see you. Always in the chat recently, man. Big up to you, AFTV. Yeah, listen, this finish this statement. Yeah, this is why we don't listen to AFTV. AFTV said Mourinho will unlock Martinelli. Well, they fucking lost the key to unlocking both of them about 2-3 fucking years ago. Martinelli can't even unlock himself. And Mourinho, I mean, he's just been chained for fucking 12 months. He's absolute crap. It's just facts. Argue it. I'm happy here. What we saying? First, 2 signings Arsenal need. Baena, good signing. And Gyokeres. After that, Yeremy Pino on the left. I'll take all of them, mate. Gianni, I'll take all of them. Do you know how many we'll probably get? Probably none of them. I'm a little bit worried that the Gyokeres thing's going to stall, man. I'm not going to lie, yeah? Because if you like believe in all like the reports and this and all of that, you've been sort of reading things like this, yeah? That he signed a 5-year deal. this and all of that. Like Arsenal have offered him a 5-year deal, maybe not signed it and all of that. You're reading all this crap. I don't know who that Nicola Shearer is. Probably a load of crap. But I just don't believe it's going to be happening. That let's just say, for argument's sake, let's go down this avenue. Yeah, everyone. If we genuinely are interested in him, why not just pay the fucking release clause? Like, just get it over and done with. That's what a big club like is. Because this is my fear, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, my biggest fear is us trying to scrimp and scrape to save 5 or 10 million on his release clause. Yeah, and then we do this until the late July, and then we're still in early August. The season's going to start in 2 weeks. We're still in negotiations with Sporting to try and save a £5 million. And then guess what? Some other team's big striker gets injured, maybe like a Man City or a Liverpool or someone like that, and they just go, "Fuck, we need a striker here." Bang, there you go. There's 85 million. There he is. Now we're going to take your striker. And all of a sudden, Arsenal's left with their fucking dick in their hands, going, "Well, what's happened here? Oh, he's gone because someone else has acted like a big club, paid all the money off, and guess what happens to us, people? Guess what happens to us? We're looking around going, all right, well, don't worry, Sesko's still there. Oh, no, he ain't. Someone signed him because it's now August. All right, don't worry. Well, maybe Ekatike. Oh, no, Ekatike's gone. All right, but what about, oh, yeah, they've been signed as well. I just don't want us to get caught. I massively don't want us to get caught. And I can see that happening with this football club. Massively. You know what we're like when we're moving in the transfer window? We're moving slow. We're like slow to guard, mate. Honestly. Sniper Scope, big up to you, bruv. We need a prolific, threatening front three. Facts. We haven't got that at the minute, bruv. That's our major issue. Opposition don't care about Kai and Speedboat Marley. Yeah. Just looks down. That's all he does, mate. Yeah, facts, bruv. Low fat, mo fat. Big up, mate. Also in for Morgan Gibbs White. Yeah, would you play him in a 10 on? I I don't really like him, if I'm being honest with you. I think he's a good player, but I think we should be aiming a little bit higher if we want to take the next step. With all due respects to him, I mean, he is a good player. But I just think we need to be aiming a little bit higher than Morgan Gibbs White. If that's me, I'd rather Eze over him all day long, mate. All day long. But look, if he was to come, do you know what I mean? It wouldn't be like I'd be devastated. But yeah, I think we can just aim that tiny little bit higher, if I'm being honest. On it available, but not to Arsenal. I mean, I'd love it, bruv. But yeah, I'm sort of more with you, man. I just can't really sort of see it. Yeah, gun down, bruv. Here he is. Yeah, I'll give you a little morning shout out as I do. Do you know what I mean? Morning, bruv. How you doing? Glorious day. You feeling better? Yeah, thank you again for last night. Now you're all good, man. Make sure you smash the likes button and sub to this legend. No, it's too kind, man. Yeah, I started off my old show by showing you a little bit of appreciation, Carl. Congratulations for hitting your 500, bruv. Greatly appreciated that you let me on your panel last night and all of that. Do you know what I mean? And I'm feeling a lot better. Garko would work at Arsenal. He had 10 assists for Napoli and 14 goals. It'd be a better Kai Havertz. It would get a tune out of him. Honestly, maybe not the answer what we need, Gianni, but he would get a tune out of him. Like that with Saga and Martley, we were good for Arsenal. Oh yeah, I'm there. I actually agree with you in that. To be fair, bruv. Suge, big up to Suge, man. Our brother from down under. Our geezer from down under, Suge, man. Big up to you, bruv. He's saying big up to Aaron in the chat. Hit the likes and hit the subscribes. Suge, you are too kind, my friend. You are too kind. And everyone, show some love to Suge, man. He's our brother from down under, man. Australian. I don't know what time it is down there, rather. Up there, wherever geographically it is. But it's a long bloody way away, my friend. And thank you very much for your support, as always, Suge. Come on, man. You know that. That's the same with everyone, man. It's always nice to not to be talking on my own. Do you know what I mean? Apparently, DG2 saying Arsenal reps have gone over to Lisbon and offered 58 million plus bonuses. This is sort of what I'm saying. Yeah, let me run with this for a sec. This is what I'm saying. I don't want us to just piss around with this. Do you know what I mean? If it is a fact that Sporting Lisbon have said we want to accept 65 million is our price, 65 million is our price, then just pay that. Just pay that. Just pay it. Don't go, all right, well, you said you want 65. All right, we'll offer you 62. Just pay the 65. Just get it over and done with. Because we can't be pissing around waiting for this to happen. We need to get our business in early. We all know the effects of a signing players early. They can get into that training camp. They can mix with the players straight away rather than signing on August the 31st. It's different. You know what I mean? Have them embedded in the squad for 2 or 3 months. That's what we need to do. It does have a positive effect on players, and we just don't do it anywhere near enough. Vincenzo's in the building. Big up to you, brother. Conte don't do excuse, mate. Exactly right. But I tell you what he does do, win. Doesn't he, Andrew? He does win. Not the dog, win trophies. Not the dog. We need a variety of strikers and different tactics. Get Gyokeres and go for Jonathan David and sell Jesus to the Saudis. Do you know what? I said this literally last night, and I've said this probably for weeks and weeks, DG2. I would even go as far as saying, because Gabriel Jesus isn't going to be fit until about October, November time. That's when he comes back from his injury, yeah? So he's probably not going to be match fit until the winter transfer window, in which time he'll have 18 months left on his contract, okay? I would just give him 15 million quid now and go, fuck off. Here, Gabriel Jesus, there's 15 million quid. I think that's fair. You'll make it up in wages in the 2 years that we ain't signed you. Rip, off you go, move on. And I totally agree with what you're saying, because I've said this. I would get a Jonathan David in, absolutely 150%. Sign him in on a free, market bloody opportunity and all of that. Sign Gyokeres, and look, all of a sudden in one transfer window, you've got rid of a plagued injury player, right? You've had to pay him off, but you've signed Jonathan David on a free. So whatever you have to pay Gabriel Jesus to pay him off, to rip up his contract off, guess what? You've signed Jonathan David for free. And if Jonathan David don't work out, this is a surprise. Guess what you can do in a year's time? You can sell him for profit. That's how football clubs work. But not Arsenal. They just lose money all the time. They don't sell properly. Mate, could you imagine we started the season with and this is what I'd like to see. I'd like to see a sell Trossard, and this ain't football manager stuff. This is basic, obvious stuff. Teams do this all the time, just not Arsenal. Sell Trossard, 20 million to them Saudis. Sell Trossard for 20 million and get Leroy Sané and Jonathan David in. There you go. All their wages are paid with that money and their signing on fees. You've just got then two positions in two rotational positions that you haven't had in 3 or 4 years for nothing. Absolutely nothing. Leroy Sané can play on the right and he can cover the left-hand side should you get a Rodrigo in. Jonathan David can step in certain games and back up a Victor Gyokeres. All of a sudden, you've got to say you spend 70 million, 75 million on a Gyokeres and 75 million on a Rodrigo-esque sort of player, 450 million, and you get Jonathan David in and Sané to back him up. All of a sudden, you've got a proper front three with backup. You just have. You've got Jonathan David backing up Gyokeres, and you've got Sané backing up Saka and Rodrigo. All of a sudden, you're like, yeah, Arsenal look like a proper team going forward. I know there would be a little bit of wages and all of that, but Sané, you're probably nicking for 200k. But you sold Trossard for 20 million, and you've got his 100k wages off the bill. Don't forget that. Jonathan David, you're probably getting for 140. So the Trossard money over 3 or 4 years that you'd sign them for would cover both of them transfers significantly. Job done. But listen, man, Arsenal don't move like that frustratingly. Hopefully Berta does. But that's a great point, DG2, man. Yeah, we need to move on. Our front three is stale, bruv. Jesus, stale. It's a shame it didn't work out, but it didn't work out. It's a fact. And Martinelli, come on, man. It's stale. It didn't work out. It is what it is. He wasn't the wonder kid we thought he was going to be 2 years ago when he was ripping teams to shreds. It just didn't work out. Why did Mikel Arteta want to replace him in that season that he was having a wonder season for him, by the way? He tried signing Mudryk for 90 million. It's not just us that don't want him there. The manager, Mikel Arteta, has wanted to replace him for 2.5 years. Don't forget that, people. Don't forget that shit. But Conte would be elite. Facts. But reports say Manu wants out of Man United. I'll definitely take him in there. It all depends about that, doesn't it, though? All depends about that money. All depends about that. If he's cheap, get him. If not, we've got other priority positions to get, especially with that Zubamendi looking like he might come in or not. I'll take one more season. Surely he gets it over the line next season, brother. I don't think he ever gets it over the line for Arsenal Football Club. I'm sorry, man. I just don't think he's good enough. Arteta couldn't unlock a bedroom door. Exactly right. Do you know what I mean? Even if it was half mast, he couldn't still open it. He's pathetic, mate. But Mourinho was brought in to unlock Martinelli. He can't even unlock himself, mate. Can't even unlock himself. Big J Shreds. How you doing, bruv? First time I've seen you in the chat. I always recognise names usually. Maybe you've been behind and not commented. Maybe it's the first time you commented. Or maybe you've commented before in a busy stream and I've missed it. So apologies if that is the case. But big up to you, bruv. For me, it's Isak or I'm not interested in next season. I love the ambition, by the way. Sick of the excuses and mediocrity. It's Isaac minimum, or I'm not watching or going to any games next season. Listen, yeah, I actually love the ambition and all that. I just can't see Arsenal Football Club doing it. That we're going to be spending north of 150 million, brother. And I get what you're probably going to say back to that is, we'll spend the money then. And guess what? I'm totally with you on that, bruv. Totally 150% with you on that. I just can't see Arsenal doing it, mate. I really can't. I don't. I also can't see Isaac wanting to join Arsenal. That's the real kicker for me, man. I'm not saying just because he's won the League Cup at Newcastle, that's the reason why. But I reckon the problem with that transfer is, I reckon in Isaac's head, unless it's a Real Madrid or a Barcelona that come in for him, I reckon he's settled for one more year at Newcastle. I reckon he's got that in his head. He's happy. I reckon Newcastle and Isaac have probably got some sort of like, yeah, you can give us one more year and then we'll listen to mega offers. He's still got 3 or 4 years left on his deal. I'd love him, bruv. I really would. I just think that is such a tricky transfer. And the other problem that I've also got with that is, I could see Arsenal going, yeah, we're going to try and sign Isak. Us taking 2 or 3 months, almost like what I said with Gyokeres. Us taking 2 or 3 months to try and sign him. And then guess what? Guess what happens? We don't sign him because we don't offer the required money. Then Gyokeres has been sold. Then Sesko's have been sold. Then Ekatike has been sold, so on and so forth. And we're just left there in August going, oh, yeah, shit, we've got a striker. I agree with you. I'd love Isak. He'd be my number one choice. It'd be unbelievable if he'd come here, but I just can't see it happening, my friend. But no, I love the ambition, mate. Arsenal board needs to get offer big for Gyokeres because he's worth it, and Jonathan David on the free. I think we're all in agreement with that. AT is saying the same thing. Would that like a big club if we just paid the release clause? Get him in. Don't let anyone else get their grubby little mitts over him, mate. 100%, 100%, bruv. Vincenzo, how many great players have been linked in the past 20 years and we haven't bought? Yeah, do you remember the old Benzema saga dragged on for about 10, 15 years, didn't it? Gonzalo Higuain as the striker. That dragged on for about 10, 15 years. Come on, them signings. There's been plenty of them, isn't there? The old Julian Draxlers, Jan and Villa. Yeah, we've had so many sagas and not got them, man. If you listen to all the reports, then we'd have signed about 50 players already this season. You know what I mean? And it's only May. Ridiculous, bruv. Gianni, also can't wait around like they normally do with transfers. If Inter wins the Champions League, yeah, Inter and Napoli along with Juve and Milan will be spending. Exactly. And you said this to me as well, didn't you? I don't know whether you said it in my chat or whether you said it to me on Instagram. Yeah, they're going to be spending, bruv. They are going to be spending, man. I agree with you here. Eze, Cherky, Bayana, 150%. I'd have any of them. Unless you're a player signing a contract on the club website, it's done. Otherwise, it ain't. Facts, bruv. Vigilante, big up to you, bruv. And smash them likes as well, man. Big up to you, bruv. Big up to the Vigilante bit. And James as well, man. Big up to you, my friend. Good morning, early riser. Yeah, man. We're trying to put the work rate back up, man. We're not ready to leave just yet. We've got a little bit left in our tanks. There'll be a few little bits. I think I said yesterday that we've got coming up, man. I'm looking forward to it, man. But yeah, before we'll carry on going through the chat, man. I've still got a little bit of time left. Zagi's one of the best at in-game tactics. So we get him after Arteta, mate. Facts, just anyone in it. It's almost like desperate. Just get anyone else in. AirPod Albert, get him in there, man. Huge. What are you saying, bruv? If we sign Sesko and Nico Williams, it would be another disappointment. I'm so glad you wrote these two names in there, man. I'm so glad you said this, Suj, purely because this is not what we want to see. And this is unfortunately what I really can see happening, man. I'd be devastated if we get to September the 2nd and we've signed Zubamendi, Sesko, and Nico Williams. I would be devastated. Now, people might go, oh, you're entitled. That's not entitled. I'm allowed. I've put thousands upon thousands of hours watching Arsenal over the years. Thousands, hundreds and thousands probably. I've also put in thousands and thousands and thousands of pounds of my money. I am entitled to an opinion, and I agree with you, Suj. If we got Sesko and Nico Williams in, yeah, man, that stinks for me. They're all project players. Nico Williams, like the likeliness of him hitting the ground running in the Premier League from the first day he gets here isn't good for me. It's one of them players where you go, oh, well, you've got to give him 6 months to a year. We haven't got 6 months to a year. The same with Sesko. Oh, yeah, well, he is only 21. You've got to give him 6 months to a year. We haven't got 6 months to a year. It's now or never. That's why the likeliness of us getting this Sesko and Nico Williams is far more likely, unfortunately, for us than getting a Gyokeres and a Rodrigo because they're more complete players. Gyokeres is ready to do it now. That's not to say that he is 150% going to do it straight off the bat in the Premier League this season. No one can guarantee that. But as a 26, 27-year-old striker who's proven, as opposed to a 21-year-old striker that isn't, what are the odds? I know what odds I'm going for. I'm going for the experienced geezer, and it's copy and paste with Rodrigo, albeit at a slightly younger age. He's done it more at higher levels than Nico Williams has done. It's just a fact. You cannot argue with that because it's facts. Big up to Shane Gooner, bruv, my geezer, man. Show Shane some love. He'll be starting his thing very, 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 very soon. Just at 7:15 p.m. Also, that's a nice bit of evening in here, man. Yeah, we got 10. You probably sent that when it was 10:15 a.m. over here. Big up to you, though, Suge, man. Come on. Catalan. Yeah, what we saying? Yeah, the goat Shane Gooner. Yeah, said he's going to destroy Kenny Ken on the quiz. Fuck me, Shane. You have just opened yourself up for a fucking right old tin of worms there. Have you ever seen Kenny Ken's quiz? I'd gulp. I'd fucking gulp. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, if you beat him, I mean, fair dues. But that is fucking fighting talk, son. That is serious fighting talk. G'day, mate. Yeah, g'day. You another Australian as well, low fat, mo fat geezer? Let us know. G'day, mate. We're just saying hello to our Australian brother in Suge. Yeah, big up. Everyone's showing a bit of love to Shane. Big up to Shane. He's a geezer. DG2 facts, Aaron. Just pay the release clause. Exactly right. We're talking facts. Give Bert the bag. Facts when needed is too expensive to keep. Have to let me know who that's in reference to, my friend. Probably, I'm assuming it's going to be like a Gabriel Jesus or a Kai Havertz sort of player with the money that they're on. If it is the Gabriel Jesus, bin him off, get rid of him. There's 2 years left. He's not going to be injured. He's not going to be fit for 18 months of them, and you can guarantee he's going to get injured probably for another 6 months at least of that. You've got to bin him off. If that's who you're referring to, of course, my friend. The reason I said sell Jesus because the sale would pay for Gyokeres. Yeah, oh yeah, I totally get you. Look, if we can get any dough for him, then buzzing. I'd do it all day long, bruv. All day long, and then twice again on a Sunday. Let me tell you that for a fact. I just can't see it. I can see him coming back in November, being match fit by December. Arteta rushing him back because Kai Havertz is fucking injured again because he's got another hamstring. He's been overplayed and we ain't signed a striker. And then Gabriel Jesus plays 3 games. He looks good for the middle game. He looks good for the second game. Bang, another knee injury, Tala. And then we're stuck with him. I'm not Nostradamus' descendant. I'm not Mystic Meg's son. I ain't got no crystal ball. I just go off of the last 5 years. And that's probably what would happen. And you all know it as all because guess what? You're world class, chat. That's why you know that. Because we're not silly, bro. Chinese regiments at Bayern Munich, though. Yeah, but it'd be in the 200s. What would you rather? You know, if you're going to sign these good players, like that, put it into context as well. If we sign Gyokeres, we've got Kai Havertz at 280k on the bench and 265k of Gabriel Jesus on the bench, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? Good players, unlike them two I just named, are going to be costly. I'll tell you what, I'd rather have Sane backing up Rodrigo and Saga than no one, or Martinelli. I can promise you that. Or with Martinelli backing up the left back winger and Sane just floating through. That to me is a more complete squad. I'd be all over that shit. Get Gyokeres, I'd get Gyokeres in, and I would move Jesus on. Aaron, Joe, fact, mate. We need to get rid of that geezer. 50 people in the room, 23 likes. Come on, man. What? If there's 23 likes, I know this was 10 minutes ago. That is a disgracia. We need to get that right up there, man. If Gianni, if you're still in the room, do that Napoli thing. Come on, man. You need to tell these geezers in Italian and in English that 23 likes is not good enough. Come on, geezers. Abhijit, what you saying, my brother? Big up to you. Morning to you, man. Yeah, big shout out to you, my brother. Martinelli's crap. Yeah. 100 million runner. He ain't even worth that anymore. I mean, I don't think he ever was anyway. But do you know what I mean? Yeah, Rodrigo, what do we do? Legit or bullshit? I think it's probably a bit of bullshit. I do, to be fair, I do believe that he will possibly be available. I do believe that he's unhappy at Real Madrid. He's not playing in his favoured position, which is the left. He's been a bit forced out. You know, he's got Vinny there. He's being overshadowed by Mbappe as well. I do honestly think, yeah, that, you know, that there probably could be a move at some stage in the transfer window for him. I just frustratingly think that Arsenal don't have the bollocks to do it. But I mean, look, you've got to throw your name in the hat when players like that come available and in a position that you need. You have to be throwing your name in the hat. I think that's fair to say. Whether we do it, I don't know. We need Due. I'd love it. I'd love a bit of that. Reinders, absolutely. Rogers. Now that's a player, mate. That is a player that I'd be having. I'd be all over that geezer. Cherky, Gyokeres, David. Yeah, exactly. Cherky's going cheap for 20 million, bruv. I would make that signing just because. Even if we didn't need a player in that position, which we do, by the way, I would sign him for 20 million just because. Just because. 150%, bruv. Good morning to you, brother. I hope you're doing good, mate. Yeah, yeah. Fuck Arteta, man. I ain't going any games next season unless we get a proper manager. I've been debating with myself for quite a while as well, to be fair, whether I'm going to be binning off. I will go to the first game. I can promise you that. I'll go to the first game and and then I'm going to see how I sort of feel because if we ain't signed adequately and all of that, I'm not wasting another 1,500 quid and all of my time. I've got kids, bruv. Do you know what I'm saying? I've got a family in that I want to see that I don't get to see on weekends because I'm always at Arsenal or always on here. So I'm the same, man. I believe in. Let me rephrase this. There isn't a person or a human being alive, male or female, that I believe less than I do in Mikel Arteta. Let me just put that out there. I don't believe in him whatsoever. So I'm in the same, man. And I've got a season ticket. I'm like, maybe I should bin it off, bruv. Big up to you, Big J Shreds. I always am, bro. I'm always in, bro. Sorry, he said, and that's how bad it's got to the club that had Thierry Henry can't get Alexander Isak. Well, I'm struggling to disagree with you, but we moved the Emirates for this. Yeah, well, you're absolutely right. I can't argue with that, man. 100%. And when you actually put it into perspective, and it's a generational thing. The strikers now are nowhere near what they were there anyway. Alexander Isak would probably be a top 10 striker back in 2004, 2005, back in the early tens as well, especially. Alexander Isak would probably be playing for Everton and no further. Do you know what I mean? It's only because we haven't got Thierry Henry's left, right, and centre anymore. I mean, we could probably easily list between say mid 90s and the mid noughties, probably about 20 or 30 world class strikers alone, and we could probably carry on. Now you can't even name three or four. You'd stop it, wouldn't you? As soon as you start saying Harry Kane, Lewandowski, both of which are the wrong side of 30, by the way, and then you started maybe saying, oh yeah, Erling Haaland, then you're like, mate, Arsenal and Manchester United in 1998, 1999, just between them two had better strikers in the world right now. Argue that. It's a fact, bro. I get it. It's a shame that it's come down to that. Thierry Henry's ain't coming back anytime soon. Everyone's like, oh, Mbappe's a new Thierry Henry. Mbappe wouldn't even lace his fucking boots. Not even a chance, man. Yeah. We're Prone. Big up to you, Prone, man. Big up to you, geezer. I want Russo in, throw to God. Yeah, I'd have the cheek as manager and all, mate. I'm telling you. Over this prick. What phase are they in? Mate, Leon, the women, they overcame an away deficit to get through to the final and then played the Harlem Globetrotters in the final and managed to win. What phase are they in? Why can't we do that? 5 years. 5 years, bruv. We still ain't done it. Madness. Big up to you, though, Prime, brother. Always in here, man. A proper OG. Wanyama was a fun one. Do you remember Victor Wanyama? Yeah, man. I remember that geezer. Suge again has come in. Yeah, double generous. 48 watching, 29 likes. Come on, man. We got to be doing a little bit better than that. I believe we can be doing a little bit. I believe we can do a little bit better than that. What likes are we on now? Let's have a little goosey. Let's have a little cheeky goosey. 39 likes. That's good. Let's get to 50 before we end the stream. Come on. We can do this as a collective chat. World-class collective chat, by the way. We can do this. Get this stream to 50. Come on. Minimum. Brilliant show. DJ B, Aaron and Jez. Yeah, last night, I just finished off with Carl and then I said hello to DJ B in his chat and then it's just sent the link. I must have spent about 6 hours just bouncing from stream to stream. I was on North Sides and jumped straight on Carl's and Carl's straight on DJ B's. It was one of them. I kind of missed it, So I'm back in full fitness now, people. Sorry about that. So you'll be seeing a little bit more of me again. Buddy. Geezer. I think if Arteta can stop being stubborn, arrogant, and stop favouritism, we can win something. He's such a fragile geezer. He is. He's a pathetic one and all. He won't win anything if his mentality don't change. And it won't. We need more players like Rice. Why Rice ain't got the C there, I will never know. I can tell you one thing, that needs to be stripped off Odegaard first and foremost. That's what they need to be doing. Martin, you're a creative spark apparently like that. Why don't you just concentrate on being creative? Give us a captain and give it to someone like Deck. That's 150%. 150%. Careless, big up to you, brother. Hey, Aaron, I hope you're not having to watch Arsenal for a while. Helps with their recovery. Do you know what? I reckon done with it, bruv. It was Tottenham, mate. They screwed in my head when they won that Europa League, and then guess what? And then guess what? Guess what? Guess what? They they got my immune system, people. They got me. I'm telling you, the Spurs attacked my immune system. Do you remember like old Lasagna Gate back in 2006? That's what they'd done to me. I'm sure the Spurs fans, they'd put something in my lasagna. Ben Taylor, big up to you, bruv. Not seen Nico Sharp since the Euros. This is the problem we've got with him. Do you know what I mean? Everyone's saying facts. Yeah, yeah. About Kenny Ken is a myth. I don't know, man. I never said that. Oh, he's backing down everyone from the fighting talk, man. I reckon Shane did say that, to be fair. And I've already texted Kenny Ken and said to him, I was like, oh, Shane's gunning for you, bruv. Like Shane's mugging you off over YouTube, Kenny Ken. Like I didn't, by the way. I didn't say that. But yeah, mate. Oh, that is fighting talk, Shane, brother. You've got to deliver, mate. You've got to be the fucking postman now, mate. You've got to deliver, my old China. Otherwise, Kenny Ken's gonna rip you to fucking shreds, man. Come on, Shane. You shouldn't have said that, bro. As long as you finish in the top four. Oh, funny, man. Or Bike Thief, you're a funny fucker, man. Bite your hand off the top four right now. Yeah, man. Yeah, you fuck right up, Shane, man. He's going to be coming for you, son. Kenny's going to be coming out with the very well-versed, articulate man that he is. He's going to be articulately destroying you, Shane. Oh, dear. From Perth, Australia. Big up to Tiger and Guna, man. Hey, you, mate. Just found about your channel, mate. Well, listen, mate. Big up to you, brother. Australians, English, African, Asian, wherever you're from, you know, or you're from Italia, like our brother Gianni, you're all welcome here, man. Come on, man. And it's always a pleasure as well to see someone so far away showing some support to the channel, man. Just like our brother Suge does. He's I don't know whether he's from your area or your neck of the woods. I really don't know. Australia's a big place, and I don't really know it very well, Perth, Australia. But big up to you, man. You are always welcome here. And do you know what? I absolutely love your picture down there, bruv. I absolutely love it. Because do you know what that reminds me of? It reminds me when Martin Keown used to be an absolute man. Because he's a pathetic geezer now. He's a ridiculous pundit, isn't he? Absolute shocking. He's pathetic. He's nowhere near what he used to be there, bruv. Nowhere near. Right in Ruud van Nistelrooy's face, jumping on the back of him. Now he's just gone the other way around because he's getting paid by Arsenal, like he was back then, but he was a player that wanted to win. Now he just accepts shit. But so I will always remember that moment fondly of Martin Keown. It's just a shame he's changed. But big up to you, Tiger and Guna, all the way from Perth, Australia. Big up to you, brother. Always welcome always welcome over here, bruv. Thank you very much for finding the channel, man. Hope it serves you well, my friend. Arteta got a team plan like we did in 23-24. Martin and Trossard will bag more goals next season. They can't bag less. They got 29 this year, all of them. That's pathetic. 22 less than the year before, by the way. They got 91. This season, 69. Absolute terrible. Do you know what that is? That is because we had Kai Havertz up front. Donkey, absolute donkey, and he. Come on, people, man. We know how it goes when Kai Havertz is in the building. You got to put the old donkey thing. And I was the one that said it. Vincenzo, my geezer, Vincenzo Patrone. Any decent manager would ditch stupid inverted crap. Facts. It's finished now, and it's stale, isn't it? And get rid of Havertz, Shitchenko, and Gabriel Jesus. But you know what the problem is with all of them, bruv? Whilst I agree with you, guess what? We've done exactly what we did in 2019. Put average, pardon me, put average players on astronomical wages, and guess what? We're fucking stuck with them. Shocking it. Creative Soul, big up, man. Big up in the chat. Quote Curtis Shaw, big up Curtis Shaw. If it makes sense, Arsenal won't do it. Yeah, well, yes. That's a fact, man. If we overlook in one key area, our number 10 needs some looking at facts. Because Odegaard ain't it. I'd love to go back to a 4-2-3-1, 100%, man. What's it? He can start press like Odegaard. I think we lost because of. I'm sure you was going to finish something like that. But yeah, man, I totally agree with you. But I don't think Odegaard needs replacing. He ain't the one, man. Martinelli was balling under Emery, and Emery had Aubameyang and Lacazette. He was, mate, because he was played up top, wasn't he? And they had Aubameyang on the left-hand side. Exactly, bro. He's not even a guy. Yeah, we can't sign him. Embarrassing. Facts. Exactly right. Facts. And obviously, you're on about Isaac. Facts. Wenger's first 10 years got the best strikers in, mate. Mate, he signed Nicola Anelka, bruv. Like, for pennies, man. He only spent 10 million on Thierry Henry, albeit people will argue they weren't a striker when we signed him. But you know, he knew what striker was signed. Robin van Persie early doors. Just unfortunately, he went down the avenue of signing the Marouane Chamax in the last sort of 10 years of his tenure, innit, bruv? That's the only bad thing about that. But Suge has come in, man. He's funding the stream today. Big up to you, Suge. 100%. An Australian brother from down under. We have lost the ability to attract quality players. And this is exactly what we were saying with Shreds. Facts. There are 28 other teams officially in the Champions League that would be better. That would be a better option than us. Mate, do you know how annoying it is to have to agree with you there? It's so frustrating. I'd love to be able to say respectfully, of course, do you know what, Suge? I don't agree with you, that we're a fantastic option, but we're not. I sadly agree with you, my friend. And I know you don't like it, having to agree with yourself. We want to be an attractive proposition. We pay good wages. We're based in London. We're a Champions League team. Why are we not able to attract top players? Everything's set up there. The groundwork's just all there. We pay the money to them. It's all there. We're happy to pay transfer fees. It's all there. Why are we not able to attract it? Because we've got a manager that doesn't win anything. And it's not just over the last year or two that he ain't won anything, because you could say, oh, well, you know, maybe he does need a bit more time. He's had 5 years and he's won nothing, Suge, has he? He's won nothing. And players will look there, even like the Isaacs will go, well, I'm winning stuff at Newcastle. Why would I go to Arsenal? Why would you go to Arsenal? It's a question. Why would you go to Arsenal? It's worrying, Suge, but big up to you, brother. Wake up. Yeah, that's it. Urge you on Morgan Gibbs White. Yeah, I think that's loose sort of reports. I don't personally, of course, but yeah, man, it's not a coincidence he ain't won a single thing. Exactly right. Yeah, because the captain's a reflection of him, bruv. Not good enough. Not good enough, man. Big up. I'm very, very, very certain this is your first chat in here. If it isn't, and you've sent one before, apologies. Maybe it got mixed up in a big sort of chat. But big up to you, Dan. Big up to you, brother. And this will be the last one from Shreds. If it's Lamine, Mbappe, or Vinny, I get it. They're levels, facts. But anything under those three, we'll be pulling the trigger. 100%. But we can't sign them for some strange reason. Yeah, it's almost like what was saying to Suge there a second ago, bruv. We just can't sign them. Where's all the Champions League players that we were promised, by the way, 2 years ago? Shreds. Where were they, bruv? Where are them Champions League players? Oh, yeah, you know, like you quite rightly said, and I agree with you 100%. We moved to the Emirates Stadium to win the big stuff. Then we had the old Ivan Gazidis. Oh, it's going to be a catalyst for change. Where was the fucking catalyst for change? We had to compete with Bayern Munich. Okay, well, they beat us 10-2 over aggregate. How's that competing with Bayern Munich? Even in the latter stages, when you think, finally, we're in phase 5 of Mikel Arteta, we still couldn't even compete with Bayern Munich. It's ridiculous, isn't it, bruv? I totally get you. Yeah, Lamine, Mbappe's, Vinny's, probably unattainable for Arsenal. But the rest, surely we should be able to attract, no? But we're not. We're not. And that's what you're saying. And that's the point that I want to get everyone in the chat to sort of get their heads around the world. And everyone's the same. We're all the same people here, man. We've got a fucking head on us. Why are we not signing these players? Why are we not signing these players? Why is Gyokeres already not through the door? Why are we looking at, you know what I mean, what do you call it, an Isaac and Gam? Yeah, probably unattainable, man. Why didn't we sign him 2 or 3 years ago, Shreds? Why didn't we sign him 2 or 3 years ago when he was half the price? Because what this fan base will tell you and what this manager will tell you, they'll say to you, oh, yeah, but, you know, he wasn't the right player profile. He wasn't the right player profile. But, okay, so he is the right player profile now, but he wasn't 2 years ago when he was half the price. What one is it? What one is it? He's not the right player profile now, or is that because he's actually doing well? Is it? Is that because he's twice the money now? Look at Bruno Guimaraes, same thing. Weren't the right player profile 2 years ago. Now he's 100 million. Everyone wants him. What one is it? I'll tell you what it is. It's poor fucking player identification. It's poor ID. Facts from the top to the bottom. It's shit. It has been shit for a very, 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 very long time at this football club. Until that changes, who's in control of it? Mikel Arteta. Until that changes, sack the prick. We will just be stuck here in limbo, going round and round and round and round and round. We're just going to be sat here on the 28th of May, 2026, sitting here scratching our fucking arseholes. You'll probably be in the gym curling about 80 kilos, going, what the fuck? Why are we back here again talking the same old bollocks? Do you know what I mean? There we go, innit, man? I'll just take this last little one here. Best 60 million on the number 9. Just get it over the line, innit? Just get him over the line. Pay his release clause, get him in. Job done. Sell him in a few years. That's what big clubs do. And exactly the same reason why I think we should get Jonathan David on the free. Because guess what? It could be a good backup for a year. Maybe it could be a good backup for 2 years. And then guess what? If it doesn't work out, go sell him for 30 million. Just it's not difficult. It's not difficult. There are market opportunities out there, guys. We just don't fucking take them. But listen, I am going to wrap it up there. Big up to every single one of you. There's been some new faces in the building as well, and I've liked that. I've greatly appreciated that. Big up to you. I will be back tomorrow morning, same time. I will start a little bit earlier. I set this at fucking PM like a donut, didn't I? I set it at 9:20 PM. I was sitting there thinking, oh, there's usually a couple of people waiting in the chat. Why is there none? Oh, yeah, because this is for 12 hours time. So I do apologise for that. It's a little bit of a late one today. But whatever you're doing, I'll probably be back in some capacity today. So have a little look out for that, possible streams and all of that. And if I don't see you, which I probably will, have a bloody good day. Go over support Shane. Big up to all of you wonderful so-and-sos. And big up. Have a good one. Boom. Double boom.
But we've got Super Mick Arteta. Tell me, how do I have his babies?
We are exactly what we do.
Roberto Di Matteo, mate.
Lee, Arteta out.